All right. Raise your hand if you've ever heard of the getting things done method. I can't see anyway. If you have, it's a really great methodology in theory. I find it super, super overcomplicated. I tried multiple times to get through it, and it was just way too much. So I have simplified it really well for you, I think. Basically, the idea is you want to start sorting through your tasks better and getting more clarity. So I have a lovely little flow chart for you. Oh, this angle is so weird. I'm sorry. So basically with the getting things done method, you want to have an inbox, one place, one source of truth, if you will, for all your ideas, your tasks, and everything. Like everything just comes in to the inbox. It's kind of a scary place. It's like your junk drawer in your kitchen, except with your tasks and the things. This could be a list. It can be, I use Todoist is the software that I use. And then you want to plan a regular review of that inbox. And the first question you want to ask is it actionable? Okay, and what I mean by that is it very clear if I do this, this task will be complete, right? It doesn't need more information. It's not something generic. It's not just an idea. Is it actionable? If the answer is yes, congratulations. Move on down to the next level, which is organization. And you say, can I do it in 2 minutes or less? Just do it. Like, you're done. You knocked that out. Right? Going back up here, if you ask if it's actionable and the answer is no, this is something informational. This is something that I saved because I wanted to view it later or whatever. Delete that shit or file it. Put it somewhere else. It doesn't belong on your task list, right? So I do this a lot. For example, with Todoist, I will clip websites that I want to review or save for like sample copywriting, for instance, when I'm doing marketing work. I'll save them to my to-do list because that's where they belong. And then when I come in here, I don't delete those because I want them. What I do is I move them into a folder that says, content samples or design samples, or I'll move them into Evernote if I want to keep them as part of my permanent design library, right? The last piece here is if it's actionable and your answer is, I don't know, it's kind of vague. It's like, do design for X. Well, what does that mean? It's not clear. It's really important that you get clear on your items and make them completely actionable. If they're not actionable, it's too big. It's a project, right? So if you have a task item that says do design for X client, that's a project. And the project needs to be X client. And then what are the tasks that actually have to happen? What are the 2-minute things that have to happen for that whole task to get done? You want to break things down. Super simple, right? So the next thing, can I do it in 2? Really simple. Do it in 2 minutes or less? Do it. If not, you want to plan it or delegate it. And again, that's where projects come in as well. If it's really big, maybe it's actionable, but it's super big and it's going to take you 6 hours to do this, you need to schedule it. You need to schedule that time. Maybe you can break it down further so you don't have to schedule it that way, but the point is plan it or delegate it. All right. And so the whole process, the whole getting things done process that usually is this really huge, big flowchart of confusion is you want to capture everything in one place. You want to break it down into the smallest possible piece. You want to organize it and, chunk it together into those tiny little pieces that make sense, either if it's a project where everything's related or a type of work. So you could have one, I know some people will do it like writing. They'll have a project that says writing, and then their specific tasks will be write sales page draft for X client, write X thing for X whatever, right? You can theme it by the type of work it is, or you could theme it by client. I usually do like the more by the client type deal, but whatever. And then you do it, like super simple, right? And then the pro tip here is to pick one big thing every day and do that first. There's actually an app out there called One Big Thing. You can get it, I think, for Chrome. and you just type in the one big thing that you're working on, and it like locks you out of your browser until you finish it or something like that. But that's a really great method for one, forcing yourself to prioritize, because you have to spend some time to figure out what that one big thing is. And then number two, by not doing anything else, you're guaranteed to get the most important thing done. And then you can feel like a rock star. So you actually end up getting more done most of the time. That's my experience. But if not, if that one big thing ends up expanding, and instead of the 2-hour project you thought it was, it's a 6-hour project, you've still gotten the most important thing done. So you can knock off at the end of the day and be like, I did the best I could. I did the most important thing that I had to do today, and I can go to bed feeling good about myself. So there you have it. That is getting things done. Super simple methodology for figuring out what to work on and breaking down your task. So going back to what we talked about at the very, very beginning of this program, I don't know if you remember, but we talked about you just stop overcomplicating things, right? We love to do this. I love to do this. I can't tell you how much time I have wasted on my to-do management system. And I'll be honest, I'm using Todoist right now, and it's a hot mess. Like I keep getting messages from Todoist that I need to, I have too many tasks in my inbox because I haven't sorted it in a while, but I know what my one big thing is every day. I know what's important, I know what's revenue driving, and I know what's going on. And so basically I'm really keeping it more as a daily task list. Every day I wake up and I look at what needs to be done. I prioritize those particular tasks, and I move everything back to the inbox if it gets out of whack. And the last thing that I'm going to say here is don't forget that it is okay to delete. In fact, it's more than okay. You want to start deleting things when they're outdated, when it's no longer relevant, when it doesn't fit your personal goals. So many times we keep things in our to-do lists or our task list because we think we should. And I'm here to let you off the hook and tell you, no, you should not. Unless it is important to you or it is absolutely critical for your business. And if it is absolutely critical for your business and you're really dreading it, maybe you can delegate it. Maybe you can hire that out. Maybe you can find help, find somebody to help you do that particular task. But whatever you do, simplify and go. Pick the tools that are easiest for you, because a system is only as good as the information that goes into it and the person that uses it. So if you overcomplicate it and you make it a scary place, you'll never go back into whatever system you use. Get out there and get some things done. Pick a task manager if you already don't have one and start playing around with it. Have a fantastic week.